Welcome, Madfire Nation, to my Xbox 360 game collection. There is my 360 right there. It is one of the older models, yes. It still works though, so I'm still going to use it until it gets destroyed. So now, on to the games. What is up, Madfire Nation? Welcome to part 1 of my Xbox 360 collection. I wanted to do this video because I saw a lot of other people do collection videos and stuff, so I was like, I'd kind of like to do that because I do have a nice size game collection, and this is a two-parter because I own 88 360 games. So I thought for one video that would take a while. So let's get started. So I have 44 here and then 44 in the next one. So, but these are my two controllers. This is the regular basic 360 controller, and then I got this cool looking one with all these designs. I think that was like a Walmart exclusive or something. First game, Ace Combat 6, Fires of Liberation. It's a pretty cool aerial assault game. Not my favorite. My favorite is probably Ace Combat 4 for the PlayStation 2. That one was really cool, and it had split screen. Alan Wake, the very cool psychological thriller game. If you have not tried this game and you like horror, psychological thriller type stuff, check it out. And the only way to kill enemies is by putting your flashlight on them and then shooting them. Alien vs. Predator. I adore this game. I love it. It's really cool. You can do 3 different campaigns. The Xenomorph, which is the alien, the Predator, or Colonial Marine, which is not like the Aliens Colonial Marines, not like that. This is a lot better, but it's a really sweet game, and playing as the Xenomorph and Predator is awesome, and playing as Colonial Marine is scary as heck. I actually have a horror compilation of this game as a Colonial Marine, so. No 360 game, or no 360, game collection is complete without Assassin's Creed. Enough said. Assassin's Creed 2. Enough said. Introduces Ezio. Revelations, I actually never beat this one, and it's not a bad game. It's still pretty, it's still Assassin's Creed, it's still pretty good. Although the newer ones can be kind of... My games are falling. Ah! No! Stay! Ah, okay. Assassin's Creed 3, during the Revolutionary War. This one's pretty sweet. It's on American soil. I believe it's the first one, it's actually in America. Cause I think there's only 2 that are in America. This one and Rogue, I believe. Dang it, my games are falling over. Batman Arkham Asylum. Great game. I'm not a huge superhero fan. I should have put these better. Stay. Good. I'm not a big superhero fan, but the Batman Arkham games are fantastic. I hope my camera's not too far away. I don't have a lot of space, so too close, it's right, but hopefully it's an okay distance. But, oh man, just, even if you're not a superhero fan, check out the Batman Arkham games. They are fantastic. And Spider-Man 2, the video game. Fantastic. Battlefield Bad Company. I don't play too many FPSs, but I still play a little bit. But Bad Company is awesome. It's unlike any other. It is Battlefield, the big EA first-person shooter, Battlefield 3, 4, Hardline. It is part of that series, but it's almost like a comedy. You're in a misfit group of guys, and they're all funny and stuff, and your company's incredibly horrible. It's a really awesome game. Bad Company 2. I never played too much of this, but what I did, it's nowhere near as good as the first Battlefield, but it's still fun nonetheless. Battlefield 3. I've played many hours of this game, never touched a single player campaign. Now, I'm a big proponent, I think that's right, of single player campaigns, because I love playing single player campaigns because I don't have a lot of friends. But no, I've only ever played online in this, and I was part of 2 groups online that played a lot too. So the online of this game was fantastic. I don't know how many people are still playing 3 because now you have 4 in hardline, but fantastic game. Oh god. BioShock Ultimate Rapture Edition. It has BioShock 1 and 2, plus like all the DLC and everything. I haven't played too much of BioShock. I haven't even touched 2 yet. And I haven't played much of the first one. But I know these games are supposed to be fantastic. And when I saw this, it was not a lot of money. I was like, screw it, I'm going to get it. And then open it up. Just like, I don't know. Yeah. And that's pretty sweet art of the Big Daddy and little sister. Now get back in the box. Wrong way. Ah, scheisse. 4 balls. There we go. Yeah, you got it. BioShock Infinite. I have played a little bit of this one, the third one, because it has nothing to do with those 2 BioShock. So I'm like, well, yeah, I'll play it, see how it is. And so far, not bad. A lot of people are saying it's fantastic and stuff. It's not. I've only played maybe about 45 minutes, so I can't say too much about it. But graphics are pretty sweet, and I mean, it is pretty cool so far. I will admit. This is an obscure title right here, not a lot of people know about. Black Site Area 51. This is a first-person shooter. Now, the graphics aren't great, but I don't really care too much about graphics. This is a very fun game. Yes, it is an FPS. I know a lot of people don't want to play FPSs, but it's not like a Call of Duty or anything. Aliens are attacking. You're part of like a small military group. I think there's like 3 of you or something like that. I don't remember. It's been a long... I beat this game a while ago. But, I mean, you can control your squad and stuff, and it can be kind of creepy at times. And there's also driving missions where you can like shoot stuff with like the minigun and stuff. Pretty cool game, very cheap if you do want to check it out. But it is really fun. It is very fun. Blazing Angel 2 Secret Missions World War II. I've had this game for a couple of years. I have not played it yet. It's made by Ubisoft, so it's probably going to be pretty good. And I like aerial assault games. Like, it seems like it'd be reminiscent of Secret Weapons Over Normandy, which was on the PlayStation 2. That's a World War II aerial assault game. That game was fun as heck. So, if you like aerial assault, you got Ace Combat, and this game seems like it'd be pretty good. Another somewhat obscure title, you'll probably recognize it from the anime that has nothing to do with this game, but this is a 360 exclusive RPG called Blue Dragon, where you play in a group of 3. Shoot, I can't think of their names now. Kluke is one. It's a girl. Dang it, but it's the anime came out after this. This came out as a 360 exclusive, so they're like, we need an RPG, so they made this. Got good reviews. It's a fun game, but the 3 kids like eat these orbs that they find in like a spaceship, and it gives them these shadow spirits. He's the main character. He has a blue dragon. Kluke has a blue phoenix, I believe, and then the other character, who's like the healer, he has a blue minotaur or ox-like character. But it's a turn-based RPG. You're just wandering about and you just like find enemies and stuff. But it's really fun. I have a review of this game on my channel. It's not a very good review, but you can find it very cheap. It does come on like 3 discs or something, I believe. Like 3 discs in there. And the anime is actually pretty good too. But the anime came out after the game, has nothing to do with the game, and like totally different story and voice actors and stuff. But still pretty sweet. I'll go with both of these at the same time. Borderlands 1 and 2. Enough said. Borderlands 1, I mean, it's fun, and it's a game of the year. They still got all the DLC. But I didn't really get into the first Borderlands too much. Then a couple of friends of mine were like, you gotta get Borderlands 2 so you can play online. Oh my god. I played the crap out of this game online. Borderlands 2 is amazing. didn't sound like the game was homework, but it is. Brothers in Arms Hell's Highway. Another game I actually have not played. Hey, another game made by Ubisoft that I haven't played, and Gearbox. World War II first-person shooter. I have played Brothers in Arms. Pretty cool game, very violent, but I like that. So, not really too sure, but like I said, Gearbox and Ubisoft, so probably a pretty good game. I guess I'll do all these at the same time. Call of Duty 2. One of the older ones. Graphics aren't great, but not a bad World War II FPS. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. I don't play the newer Call of Duties, but I love Modern Warfare. This is my favorite Call of Duty game to date. Modern Warfare, the first one. World at War. I love this game too. Great World War II FPS shooter. I just said first-person shooter. Oh well. But I love that game. Made by Activision. Activision's kind of gone downhill. The only thing keeping them afloat pretty much right now is Skylanders. I actually do play Skylanders. And you might see that in part 2. You will see that in part 2, so spoiler alert. Black Ops. I don't care for this game. I would have gotten rid of it, but my stepdad likes to play it. Modern Warfare 2. This was the last good Call of Duty game. The last good Call of Duty game was Modern Warfare 2, in my opinion. So. Oh, this is another obscure game, and it also had an anime. Now this is based off of the anime, so they have similar stories and themes, but it's another turn-based RPG. Chaotic Shadow Warriors. There was a TV show on I don't know what channel. I never watched it as a kid, but I saw it bought this a few years ago, and then I realized it was a show. I'm like, let me watch it. And these kids are sucked into like this another dimension. It's like it's a card game that they play, like Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon, and they find like the secret code to put in their computer, and they're sucked into the world of Priam or something like that. It doesn't say. Dang. And so in the show they turn into the one of the creatures that they want to, which that's awesome. I love that kind of stuff. In the game, you have you play as a dude who you run around and you just do like different puzzles and stuff, and then once you get into a battle, you have several different characters to choose from, and there's 4 different factions to choose from as well. It's just a really cool game. It's just like Blue Dragon. It's not like the most in-depth, like strategy and stuff like that, but still a fun little game to play. Take up a few hours of your time. Now, Condemned 1 and 2. First one's Condemned Criminal Origins, 2 is Condemned Dude Bloodshot. I've played a little bit of Condemned 1. I haven't played 2 yet. I've been wanting to do horror compilations of these games. I started doing one of this, but then I don't remember what happened. Very cheap games, very good games, is what I've heard. Very scary games as well. Yeah. Crysis 2. Another first-person shooter, but you're in a sweet biosuit, so you can do a lot of awesome stuff. And I just got Crysis 3 actually, not that long ago, downloaded on my 360. I wasn't going to include downloaded games, but I do have a good number of downloaded games on my 360 as well. I was just playing this the other day. Dante's Inferno. Oh, dang. This game is sweet. If you're very, I guess you could say, if you're very religious or you get offended easily, don't play this game. Do not play this game. Because you descend into hell, you go through the 7 layers of hell to defeat Satan to save your wife. It's based on, there's the guy Dante. I don't remember what the actual historical name of the story was, but it's a very well-known story about Dante, and you like go through like you have like gluttony and uh, violence, all that kind of stuff. Like there's a part of the violence where it's like the suicide forest. There's you fight like unbaptized babies. It's very interesting, and I don't know what you'd call the style, but if you ever played God of War, that's the style. And I just realized the sun got behind clouds, so now it might get dark. Probably have to brighten this video up. Dang it. Okay, well, I don't have the cover for this, but this is The Darkness. And I have The Darkness 2 on my PS3, oddly enough. Oh my god, The Darkness, it's a first-person game, but I wouldn't call it a shooter. The game's amazing, though. You play as like this Italian mob guy. I can't think of his name now, and he makes like a deal with like I don't know. I don't remember if it's like the devil or something, and he gets these demonic powers. Like he has these two like snakes that come out of his back that can attack people, do other stuff, can summon allies like demon allies. And you have to go. You can use guns too. You get guns throughout the game, so you can attack people with guns, and you're like snakes. A very cool and very underrated game out too. Well, I mean not franchise, but both of them are supposed to be great games. And I know that I can attest to the first one. I haven't beat it yet. That's why I haven't played the second one yet. But oh my god, this game is sick. Darksiders. Another game similar to God of War, not as much though. You play as Apocalypse War, who is one of the four horsemen of the Apocalypse, and you were like betrayed, so you got to defeat like all the enemies and stuff. Very cool game, somewhat well known. They have Darksiders 2, which is supposed to be pretty good too. So I haven't played too much of this game, but it is really fun, and it's similar to God of War, Dante's Inferno a little bit. It's like a beat 'em up somewhat. Dark Souls, prepare to die. That's the slogan. Third person game, supposed to be one of the hardest games ever made. And that includes the games for like the NES, Master System, Atari, all those like incredibly difficult games. And this is supposed to be incredibly difficult just like them. Maybe not as much because you can save, but no game, stop running away from me. Ow. And they ran away again. I just pushed them back on accident. Dead Island. Not a bad game. Probably could have been better. But pretty sweet. First-person shooter, zombie survival. And it's made by Deep Silver also, who's made some good games, such as like the newer Saints Row, and they made some other ones. And then Techland also. Techland made one of my favorite games of all time, another zombie game, Dying Light. Dead Rising 1. That's like that one I was going to show. But Dead Rising 1, another zombie survival game, made by Capcom. And you play as Frank West, who is actually one of the fighters in one of the Marvel vs. Capcom games. You're locked in a mall, and you have 3 days to survive. And you get to use like a variety of different weapons and like costumes and stuff. There's Dead Rising 1, then there's Dead Rising 2, and there's also Dead Rising 3, which is on the Xbox One. Speaking of Dead Rising 2, this is like the Zombrex edition of Dead Rising 2. It's like a special edition. Zombrex is a pill in the game that if you're bitten you can take, then it won't turn you into a zombie. But I got this used and like had like a health and safety of using Zombrex in it. So the case is kind of nasty looking, and it didn't. And I think it's supposed to come with like the DLC and stuff, but it didn't. But it was used, and I'm like, I gotta get that because it looks pretty sweet. Oh, one of the scariest games I've ever played, Dead Space. Should I even say anything about that? Third-person shooter, survival horror. I have several horror compilations of this scary ass game. Deus Ex: Human Revolution, pretty cool. Yeah, I would say maybe stealth game. Actually, takes place in Detroit, which I don't live that far from. Not a lot of games take place in Michigan. That kind of pisses me off. And they're just coming out with a new Deus Ex next year. I think it comes out in February or March. So, pretty cool stealth game. You're like have enhanced powers, like a biosuit. So, come get pretty games. Pretty, so pretty. Diablo 3. I don't have really a PC to play games on. So, when I heard this was coming to 360, I'm like, pre-ordering it and had to get it. A lot of people know about Diablo 3. I know it's not supposed to be as good as like the other ones, but still pretty sweet over the head shooter. So, well, maybe not shooter, but it's like over the head. I don't know what I would call it actually, but Diablo 3. Dishonored. Oh yeah, and probably just gonna keep the 360 version. Probably won't get it for like the Xbox One when it comes out, but Dishonored 2 comes out next year. Made by Bethesda, so probably gonna be awesome, and it is. Plays an assassin. He was like a guard of the Queen, Corvo, and he gets betrayed, so he turns into an assassin. He's like, I'm gonna kill all those people that betrayed me. So he did. Stop falling! Divinity 2, the Dragon Knight saga. I was actually just playing this 2 nights ago, I think. RPG game, third-person RPG game. A lot of people might know. I'm not sure if a lot of people. I mean, you might not know this one, but if you know Divinity 2, Eco Draconis, I believe, or Ego Draconis, then you this is that combined with like more DLC that it came with. It's made by Atlas, so pretty good right there. And in this game, you play as a dragon slayer, but then he finds out, oh, I can turn into a dragon. Woo! It's actually pretty tough. I haven't played it in a long time until a couple days ago. I went in there and I was like fighting this spirit guy. Killed me in like 2 hits. And then I like look up a walkthrough. Well, if you go into that tomb, you should have leveled up enough. And I'm like, oh well, I guess I gotta redo it. Dragon Age Origins. I've only played a little bit of this game and then it froze on me. And I was like, well, that sucks. I have played Dragon Age 2 a little bit. I used to have that. I got rid of it and I was like, eh. This one so far seems a lot better than that, which I've heard. And I love like medieval RPGs and stuff, so. Dragon's Dogma, another one. This is Capcom. You play as the Arisen, I believe his name is. This like giant dragon like steals your heart, and you're like, well, I guess I'm gonna kill him so I get my heart back, something like that. And you also find these allies called pawns. Yeah, I know, which might not necessarily be a good thing, but they're for like another dimension, and they help you out. Another really cool game. At first, I don't think a lot of people knew about it, but I think it's grown in popularity since then. And they came out with a Dark Arisen, I believe it's the sequel. And, okay. Wanted to get away quickly. Dynasty Warriors 5 Empires. Now, this isn't... Dynasty Warriors 5 is a separate game that was like only on like PS2 or something. This is technically an add-on to that. And this... So this isn't like part of the main series of Dynasty Warriors. This is the only Dynasty Warriors game I played, unless you count Hyrule Warriors. But this game's actually really cool. It's, I don't even know how to describe it. You play as, like, a general, and you have a lot of troops, and you have other generals, and you attack opposing generals in, like, different lands and stuff. And you're one guy going through. It's not like a tactical, like, strategy, stuff like that. But you're one guy, and, like, all these guys are charging. You're like, I'm going to kill, like, 50 guys right here. And you do. And you get to conquer land. You can create your own characters, which that's the main reason why I love this one. And then, last, but certainly not least, The Elder Scrolls 4, Oblivion. Should I even say anything about this game? Considered one of the best games on the 360? Nah, I didn't think so. And I think this one comes with a DLC. Yeah, Game of the Year edition. So, alright guys, that is part 1 of my Xbox 360 game collection. Stay tuned for part 2. I hope you enjoyed this one. Hope you liked and shared, and as always, subscribe to the Mad Fire Nation. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.